In her liver function tests, in the markers, tumor markers, and also the pain that she was feeling has completely disappeared after the first treatment.
According to Christiane's doctor Francis Levy, the benefits of administering drugs at specific times of day are manifold. In a recent study, he found that not only did the timing of medication damage 5 times fewer healthy cells, but it was also twice as effective at killing the cancerous cells. These early results have given fresh hope to Christiane and could lead to helping many other patients for whom no other treatment was suitable.
En faisant une journée normale.
I will anticipate having a normal day. I'll do a bit of housework, a bit of cooking, maybe seeing my grandchildren, some of my grandchildren, living in the best way I can.
Le mieux possible, en fait.
Understanding how the body clock influences disease means that we can develop smarter, more effective medicines and medical treatments which actually exploit the body clock as a way into, if you like, the Achilles heel of various disease processes.
But body clock science is not just about health benefits. Over the next few hours, as the afternoon turns into evening, understanding your body rhythms can help you enjoy yourself. Whether it's improving your sex life or finding out the perfect time for a drink. But before the fun starts, it's time for a bit of hard work. The post-lunch slump is well and truly over. And it's at this time of day that your body temperature and alertness are rising. You already know that exercise in the morning is best avoided for health reasons, but do you know when to schedule your workout to get the very best performance?
When I exercise, I like to do it in the morning.
I would say in the evenings.
First thing in the morning.
Morning.
If I'm going to do it, I'd rather do it first thing.
Never.
For the world's top athletes, choosing the right time of day for sporting achievement can be critical. Cycling's hour record. Renowned as the sport's toughest challenge, athletes must cycle as far as they can in 60 minutes.
I think the hour record holds a special place in most people's hearts in cycling because it's a very pure thing. It's literally one man against a clock. Just pushing yourself to the physical limit and then just holding it there for an hour.
For Olympic gold medalist and world champion Chris Boardman, it was the ultimate test, and timing was everything.
Early evening was when I was always at my best. And we planned not just the hour record, but training. The real intense stuff was done in the evening. There was less suffering, if you like. There was more physical exploration of how hard I can try. Whereas if you tried to do the same thing in the morning, there seems to be no adrenaline, nothing that's damping down those senses of pain and discomfort.
Boardman's preference for evenings comes as no surprise to sports scientist Greg Atkinson.
Almost every world record in track and field athletics and cycling events has been broken in the afternoon or evening.
In order to find out why the time of day is so critical, Atkinson has analysed both morning and evening performances of top athletes.
We've done a whole host of studies trying to break down performance into its kind of base level components. So we've looked at muscle strength, we've looked at power, things like the throwing events. That peak to trough difference can be as much as 10%.
Scientists believe that improved evening performances are partly down to temperature fluctuations caused by the body clock.
Body temperature-like performance is highest in the afternoon and evening than it is in the morning. And it's thought that this natural variation in body temperature acts as a kind of pre-race or pre-exercise warm-up.
All 3 of Chris Boardman's afternoon and evening attempts at the hour record were successful. But not all sports benefit from this evening high.
The picture becomes a little bit more complicated when we look at other performance components, things like balance, because balance and things like hand steadiness are actually thought to be highest in the morning.
As more and more components of sporting performance are analysed, scientists are better able to understand how we can get the very best out of our bodies.
We think that in really top-class athletes, the body clock will make that difference, and the sort of differences that can win Olympic Games or place you outside of the medals.
With the traditional working day drawing to a close, you may feel like it's time to wind down. But your body temperature is still on its natural high, and your body clock in its prime time. So, what should you be doing?
The time of day has a profound effect. The time of day has a profound effect with alcohol. If you have a fixed amount of alcohol at any time of the day, the level in your blood will be the same, but the effect on the brain will differ.
Alcohol has most effect on the brain when your body clock is at its most sleepy.
If you have 2 units of alcohol at lunchtime, a pint of beer, 2 shots of spirit or a glass of wine, that will make you very sleepy in the afternoon. You have the same amount of alcohol, 2 units, at 7, 8 o'clock at night, when the body clock's reaching its high spots, and you won't notice it.
So it's not just how much you drink, but crucially, where your body clock is when you drink it.
So the best time for a drink seems to be late afternoon, early evening. That's when we can deal with the alcohol, enjoy it, but have a minimal effect on our cognitive ability. Now, clearly, if you drink excessive amounts, then you're going to destroy all of that. But it has the least effect at late in the day.
As the evening wears on, whether you've had a drink or not, you may be feeling peckish. A recent survey has revealed that the average UK family sits down for their evening meal just before 8 p.m. But should you really be tucking into a big meal at this time? Nutritionist Linda Morgan from the University of Surrey is on a mission to find out.
Our eating habits have changed over the years. Over the last 100 years, we used to eat very big breakfasts and eat reasonably large lunches and virtually very little for supper. That pattern's been reversed now, and we eat most of our calories actually at supper time.
In order to assess the health implications of our habit for late and large suppers, Linda and her team have analysed how different daytime eating patterns affect our bodies. She gave a group of volunteers the same meals, but at different times of the day.
On one occasion, we gave them most of their calories at breakfast time, and on another occasion, we gave them most of their calories at supper time.
The results of this experiment showed that even when calorie intake was identical, the level of glucose remaining in the blood after the evening meal was much higher.
Blood glucose levels are an indication of how efficiently your body is clearing glucose and storing it for future use. And if your blood glucose levels are quite high after a meal, that's an indication that you are at future risk of developing diabetes.
Linda believes that increased blood glucose levels can be explained by the body clock rhythm of the hormone insulin, which helps to remove glucose from the blood and store it elsewhere in the body.
Insulin doesn't work as well for us at night. At that time of day, your body is sort of prepared for sleep. It's not prepared for eating.
The growing trend for eating later in the day is opposed to what our bodies think we should be doing and can have serious consequences for our health.
I think it's really important that we eat according to our body clock. There's an old proverb that says, eat breakfast like a king, lunch like a prince, and dine like a pauper. If we can eat more of our calories at breakfast time and at lunchtime, and to eat less at supper time, then we would be conferring a real health benefit.
After a day jam-packed with activity, your body clock is beginning to wind down. As darkness falls, you may be feeling a little tired and start to think about going to bed. But just as in the morning time, the larks and owls amongst us can be running on very different schedules.
I go to bed at sort of 10 o'clock.
2 to 3 every night.
About 10:30?
Can be 1 o'clock in the morning.
But there is a way to trick your body clock into staying in sync with those around you. This is because there is something outside of our bodies that plays a critical role in controlling our internal time. It's got nothing to do with your alarm clock, and it's been with us since the dawn of time. Light is the single most influential external factor affecting the regulation of your body clock.
The way these light triggers control the body clock is that the light passes through the eye, onto the back of the eye, and then down the nerves from the eye into the brain. The light impulses trigger the release of chemicals onto the clock cells, and in that way, that 24-hour cycle is tweaked either forwards or backwards, slower or faster, to make it exactly 24.
The light that helps us all run on the same time system has most impact on the body clock at particular times of day.
The important parts are really early in the morning or sunrise and later on in the evening or sunset. And it's getting light at these times where your clock is most sensitive to light.
Exposing yourself to light in the morning will speed up your clock and help you to wake up earlier, whereas light in the evening will slow it down, delaying the time when you start to feel sleepy and allow you to be more active in